It has become so common these days that people are taking the USMLE journey after their residency, and I feel so proud to help them, to guide them. Hi guys, my name is Dr. Kavita, and I was confused after finishing my residency in radiation oncology, and I started my USMLE journey after residency. Welcome to my channel. So last week, I was talking to this person who was actually entering the residency in radiation oncology, and I felt the confusion and the underconfidence, the insecurities that I used to feel when I started my journey. So I wanted to take some time and tell you few tips, especially if you are entering your residency or it's been long since you graduated and you feel the time has been lost, and if you have finished your residency and you still wanna do take the USMLE journey. So number one thing is know your why do you want to come to USA? What's that one dream? For me, that was very clear. I wanted to see like the big fancy machine and work on them and work with the people that I used to read about in my oncology books, work at the centers that I used to read about in my oncology books. So I had been very passionate about oncology, the subject itself, and that was one of the driving force. And of course there were so many, seeing New York, living in New York, things like that. So what is your why? Now it might sound not as a very practical question, and you might think like answering this is a waste of time, but trust me, this one question can take you through so many hard days and nights when you feel that you're not good enough, that your scores are not increasing. So your why should be on your wall, and there should be pictures that you should be reminded from that. Okay, this is the reason that I wanna pursue this journey. As you can see on my background, so this is the calendar pictures from New York that I bought from CVS, like different locations of New York City, because that was my dream. So my whole wall in front of my study table was filled with New York pictures. So once you know, like, which city or which hospital, even roughly, even if you have two cities in mind, you have idea about and you feel really passionate to go there, that is when your actual journey starts, because it's not an exam that you can clear if you are feeling half-hearted about it. You should be really passionate about this journey. So know your why. Number two thing is be in the right groups. I have talked about these things thousands of times, but again, I'm saying this: be in the right company of people, especially it has been long since you cleared your MBBS, med school, or even residency, or if you are in residency. Trust me, like me, you will not have people around you who would be having the same dreams, same discipline, same goals, and same lifestyle. So how to even stay motivated? How to even know, am I underutilizing my day, or I am doing good enough? Am I utilizing the hours after hospital enough, or are there more ways that I can utilize it? That was the reason I did not even know, but one of my friend told me that you should join Facebook groups, WhatsApp group, Reddit group. There are different groups which might be named as like USMLE step 1 group, or USMLE groups, or even step 2 groups, whatever phase you are in. But it is very essential that you join those groups. Why? Because so many students ask me what should be my timeline. Now your timeline cannot be fixed, and I cannot tell you one timeline for everyone, because someone is working, someone is not working, someone is working till 6 p.m. while someone is getting free at like 4 p.m. So in both of those people, the timeline would be different. Do you study on weekends, or are you working on weekends? Are you having night shifts? So these all things change your timeline. So when you talk to people, and when you talk to people who are very close to their exam, who are in the mid of the preparation, so you will get an idea. Okay, so if this person is taking 6 months, so maybe I can do it in maybe 8 months or so, right? So this is like a comparison factor which helps you in getting an idea, a reference for yourself, because this is not NEET PG or any other exam where you have a fixed timeline, like the exam happens every December or every May, and that's when you give it. No, some people even take years, and it is so disheartening when we don't realize that how much time we wasted because we did not talk to many people, or we did not get guidance, and we could have saved so much of time. And or maybe we were so obsessed for the scores, or we were so scared about like passing or failing, and we delayed our exams more than we should have. So these are the things that those groups will help you. The third thing is having the right resources. Not everyone needs to do the Kaplan notes or boards and beyonds. Of course, these are good resources, but at the same time, these are lengthy resources. Now, if you're someone who has passed med school or who is doing residency, boy, girl, you know enough. Okay, so you don't have to read them cover to cover. That's the one problem that I had. And when I started talking to other students and I got to know their problems, that they wanted to read everything. But this is one exam where you have to be very smart about where you spend your time with. And if you can take one lesson from this video, it would be this: your 65 to 70% time should go in doing you world, and rest of the time is for rest of the resources. But what students do, they will do million of resources for 3-4 months before even buying your world. That is completely waste of time for someone who has passed med school, who is doing residency or has done residency. Your style of preparation will be very different than someone who is already in med school, because you have read everything. You might it might seem that you have forgotten, but trust me, when you start doing question, things just come back. It's so funny that even now I get flashes of the notes that I used to make in my NEET PG preparation time, because visual memory is very strong. What you have read or remembered once for so long, it stays no matter how long it is. You just need to revise things. So you need to read the concepts of topics only that which you feel really underconfident in. Okay, for example, for me that was physiology, so you have to find out what's that for you. And then the next thing is having the right mentors. Now, this thing might seem useless, but honestly, this thing helped me a lot in my step 1 journey as well as currently in my step 2 journey. Having the right kind of mentor who actually tell you where you should focus more on, and to stay in discipline, and to actually get used to what are the high yield topics and where you should be spending more time in, and also helping in creating your timeline. And if you have zero idea, then definitely mentors help. So yeah, these are the things that you should definitely focus on. And of course, the last thing, but and the most important thing, is having the community is good, and talking to people, asking people, reading other people's success stories like on Facebook. That was my everyday routine. But the most important thing is having core solid group of at least 2 to 3 people who you call as your study partners. I say this very happily that your life partner may take time, but your study partner is somebody that you should focus on if you are in your USMLE journey, because they are going to take you to your success and you're going to take them to their success. And this relationship is very strong, and it's like a relation where both of the people pull each other up. So sometimes when you are not feeling like studying, but there is this group of 2-3 people and somebody text, okay, let's study, and you don't feel like study, but trust trust me, 90% chances that you will end up studying that day, and that is what you want from your study partner. Maybe someday you're feeling really disheartened and discouraged. Maybe somebody said something, and that's the moment where your study partner will tell you that, Kavita, it's okay. People say these things, but see, you have come so far and you can do that. You will not believe that I actually resigned from my position in India when I was working as a senior resident just after one conversation with my study partner. I did not even tell my parents, but next day I knew that I'm resigning. Why? Because she said these words: Kavita, you will have to, either choose USMLE or your job. You are too ahead in your journey and you just have 2 months. But that was the time that I recall. After that, everything changed, which I can share in some other video. But yeah, that kind of trust that you have on your study partner. So definitely choose nice people, and you can read the vibes who are also, focused and disciplined, and you feel comfortable studying with. And if you want me to make a video on how to study with a study partner, how to utilize this relationship to the maximum potential, tell me in comments or any other video suggestions that you have. Until next time, study well, believe in yourself, visualize daily, start meditating, start EFT tapping. My personality completely changed in USMLE journey. So this journey definitely transforms you. So until next time, all the best, and I love you.